right, guys, before we get our day started here at ICAST 2019, I want to just tell you I had an amazing time last night at the Line Cutters party. Line Cutters puts on the Angler Fest, the Wednesday night party at ICAST. It's the party to be at, and we had a dance-off from Ray at New Canoe, and then Scylla Johnson went down hard in the Angler Tug-of-War, and ended up with a little bump, a little bruising, but we didn't get all that on footage. But anyway, let's take a quick look at some of the action from Angler Fest by Line Cutters last night.
Are you ready?
All right, guys, so that was a good time, but now it is time to hit the floor at ICAST 2019. We're going to head to as many booths as we can, and the ones that we can't get to today, we'll be sure to bring you tomorrow. So if you didn't watch day one or setup day, and today is day two, be sure to stay tuned for day three. And if you're coming in late, go watch all of our ICAST vlogs. But look, guys, I'm going to hit the floor. I'm going to run into some familiar faces. I'm going to make some new friends. But more importantly, we're going to go talk to you about all the exciting products debuting here at ICAST 2019. Good beard balm.
It's good stuff, expensive stuff. It really is good. Here, take some. You're dirty. That's going to be in the B-roll. Thanks a lot.
It is.
Thanks,
All right,
Matt.
you ready? All right, guys, so I made it to the Torqeedo booth, and I was trying to corner Jeff Little to talk about all this new stuff. We've tried to come by the first 2 days and couldn't even get in the dang booth. There's so much excitement about the motors. So we come over here to do it. And just like true ICAST fashion, everybody's talking to everybody. So I come over here to try to corner Jeff. Scott's in the booth, and he's got Angler and Torqeedo and the weigh-in, and everybody's talking. He's rocking the beard balm and the freaking pearl snaps today. So, of course, I get booted. So we'll be back at the Torqeedo booth in a little bit. For now, we're going to head around the show and bring you guys some other stuff because I find out where I'm on the totem pole now. It's like Scott Butcher, and then like I'm down here. So anyway.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Good luck, guys.
All right, guys, so listen, we made it to the Yakima booth, all right? And everybody always asks me, what is my best of show? What's my favorite thing? There's a lot of lures. Most lures are really just like reconfigurations of something that already existed. But there's been a product that I've wanted, needed, had to have for the better part of 2 decades that I've been kayak fishing. And in past, we'll call them regimes at Yakima, I wasn't able to get that past the goalie. But thanks to this guy right here, all right, we started on this thing over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We talked about it in the lobby of hotel rooms. We've done FaceTime, Skype calls, emails back and forth, scratch paper imagery, every possible way. And normally people save the quote unquote best for last in a booth. But here in Yakima, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn it over to Garrett, let him tell you about like the best first, right? We're going to do the best. The thing I've been waiting on, this is what I am calling my ICAST best of show. It's the product that I've been waiting for. It's the one that you're going to see on my Titan. You're going to see it on my trailers. You're going to see it on everything. You're going to see it on the wall in my shop because when it's not on one of those, it's going to be part of my system, okay? And that is a rod management system that all of us have been wanting. I've particularly been aggressively trying to get done. This guy right here made it happen. I will say thanks, first of all, for letting me be intimately involved in the process. But I'll also say this is vastly exceeds what I thought it was going to be initially. What I thought it was going to be initially is a stretched skybox, a stretched cargo box. It's become so much more. So I cannot do it justice with a walkthrough. I'm going to turn it over to Garrett. I'm going to let him walk you through what's new from Yakima in rod management.
Yeah, so it's been exciting to develop a whole new line of fishing products at Yakima. We've carried bikes and kayaks and skis and all sorts of stuff for years, and what we do best is attach things to the vehicle and help you get your gear to your destination safely and easily. So really fishing rods and tackle and all of that is really just a new type of gear for us to carry. So it was important for us to talk to consumers, people like Chad that know what people need, what they want, how they use their stuff to help us develop this product. So first I'm going to show you the Topwater. The Topwater is a rooftop rod box. You can see here it is a hard shell box, similar construction to our cargo boxes. ABS thermoform plastic with the carbonite finish, so very durable, weatherproof, going to keep your rods safe and secure. So You can see opens it up and you have nice dedicated spots to carry the rods. This can carry up to 8 rods in these foam padded supports. You got the rubber strap that holds them in place. So spinning reels, bait casting reels, all sorts of reels can hang in here safely and get out of your car. The main goal is to not carry these things in your truck, in your car, where they can snag, where they can break, and just damage, get in your way. So this is dedicated space to store and transport your rods to the water. So you can see it can fit up to 8 rods in the top here, and they can be 8 feet long. So that helps you carry any of those rods. If you have anything longer, you can break them down and carry the pieces in here together. But as you look inside here, there's also room for other gear. So you got room for your small tackle boxes, any wet clothes, paddles, any gear, power poles you want to stick down in underneath, you can do that. And if it really is versatile because you can configure it however you want. Also, you can remove these supports and just fill it with rods if you want to do it that way too. So very useful box, up to 8-foot rods. It's lockable and it'll attach to any crossbar, any rack system on the market. It can be Yakima, it can be anything. Go on your trailer, which would be a great way to talk about, we'll talk about in a second, alongside your kayaks. Just very dedicated, excited to have this product specific for fishing rods. So that is the top water. It'll be available in September and will be a retail price of $549. So that's the top water. The next product in our collection is the Real Deal. So we have, this is a simpler open style mount where if you just want a simpler solution to carry the rods to the water, this attaches to any roof rack, secures the rods in between these rubber pads, holds them securely. Again, any type of reel and rod size and length, you need to space it out so that it supports those rods the right way. And then it's locked and secured onto your vehicle. So this will retail for $169 also in September. So that's the Real Deal. And then we also have the Double Haul, which is a rooftop fly rod carrier. If you can see over here, it can carry rods up to 10 feet long and very specific for fly rods. Very unique way of doing it, very secure and engineered, very refined design too for those expensive rods and reels. So let's move on over to the trailer. So the trailer is an essential part of your gear to get your kayaks to the water. So you can see here, this is called the Easy Rider trailer. It's 2 levels, so you can configure this however you want. You can fit 2 boats on the bottom if they're a little bit smaller. If you have bigger ones like this, you put 1 on top. You can fit 2 of them on top if you want to as well. But all of our rooftop mounts that we use to carry kayaks or bikes or gear like this, you can put on the trailer as well. So really can mix and match however you want. A rooftop tent you can put on top here, bring your kayak on the bottom. Great way to set up base camp on the river. You can see around here has full-size tires, so you can get those repaired and patched anywhere you repair tires. Independent wheel suspension, so it rides really well. It's very lightweight. It's aluminum, so it pulls really nicely behind any vehicle, small vehicles as well as bigger trucks. The crossbar system up here is our new heavy-duty or HD bar with these tie-down points on the ends, so you can really lash things down and make sure they're secure. Attach paddle holders like this. This one specifically is called the Top Grip. But again, you can put a basket up here, whatever you want. So really, really useful trailer, submersible too, so you can back it into the water. And you can see it's got a foldable tongue, so you can get that out of the way. Really convenient to pull around and then to stow and get out of the way when you need to store it. So that's the Easy Rider trailer. It has a weight capacity of 500 pounds and retail price is $29.99. So that comes with the base trailer and tongue and wheels and everything. All the accessories that you need to mount your kayaks, you can buy separately and build it out however you need. So those are 2 very essential types of products. The fishing rod box, topwater, would be a great addition to this trailer where you put it right next to your kayaks and have everything ready to go right by the water. So that is the trailer system. In addition to this, as Chad mentioned, he's got a truck. A lot of us have trucks. So we have a heavy-duty truck rack system we'll look at over here now. This system just came out this spring and it's been incredibly popular. There's 3 different products here. A low bar system called Bedrock HD, and this allows you to have like a lower profile system, mount cargo above the bed, but still use the inside the bed for your kayak or other gear. And then up above here we have the Outpost, which is a fixed height, kind of a middle height, where you can really design for rooftop tents. So if you want to carry your rooftop tent up above the bed but still carry your kayak in the bed, this gives you plenty of room to do that. And then the Overhaul HD, which is that tallest one, is a height adjustable rack. Really heavy duty construction here. All these are off-road rated. So they're rated on-road at 500 pounds and 300 pounds off-road. But you can see that the Overhaul is adjustable height, so it'll fit to any size truck. You can make it go down low, so the bars get down below the cab. Or if you want to go high, if you have a long load like a kayak, you want to go above the cab, then you raise it up to that height. So it's aluminum construction, very strong, heavy-duty rated, built to just last and take the loads that you want to carry. So it comes as a full set of 4, and then you select the length of bar that you want. So if you have a mid-size truck or a full-size truck, you can pick the bar length that you want and really customize it to how you want to use it. So that is really appealing to those truck owners that want to carry more. And it has a nice new style. So it's designed with this angle and this angular construction here on the shape so that it really matches the style of modern trucks. Really robust and strong looking. And then I can't forget the integrated tie-down points here with a built-in bottle opener. So you can go ahead and crack a cold one anytime you need to, back from your time on the water or wherever you are. So building on that truck consumer's needs, we really looked at what's next when they want to carry more up on the roof. So we developed a new platform system called the Lock and Load platform system. So we'll go over here and check that out. So this platform system is called the Lock and Load platform. It's heavy duty and robust. It was developed actually by our business in Australia, where it's tested and proven in the Australian outback. And we've adapted it for use here in the US for our vehicles here. You can see it kind of gives you the ultimate utility system to carry whatever you want. We have it set up here for a lot of off-road gear, and a lot of our accessories are for that use. You have a high lift jack holder, so when you need access to your jack, have recovery tracks like these max tracks, jerry can for extra fuel. There's corner brackets to hold whatever case and container you need to put up there. Light brackets to carry a light bar. So all sorts of we don't make the equipment themselves, we make all the attachment pieces so you can carry it and build it out exactly how you want. So if you want to put a light bar on the front of your truck, you can put it right onto the platform, right? So if you want to put bikes up here, all of our bike mounts, or a kayak can go up here because this is heavy duty rated. It's rated, there's 6 different sizes. So on bigger vehicles or smaller vehicles, there's a different size for each vehicle, and rated from 165 pounds up to 440 pounds capacity on these things, depending on the vehicle. So lots of options for you to kind of build out your rig and be able to carry whatever you need. So that is the new stuff from Yakima. We've got the fishing collection, the trailer, get your kayaks to the water, truck racks, heavy duty platform, lots of equipment to help you get outside and go fishing, get all the gear you need to the water easily. So if you want to learn more, you can go to yakima.com, and all this stuff will be out, all the new stuff in September. So thanks a lot.
All right, Garrett, like I said, I had to get out of his way because this guy can tell you about these products way better than I can from a technical aspect. Here's what I can tell you. From a performance standpoint, from a life management, gear management, tackle now, and rod management, it just helps you get to the water better. It helps you take more friends. It helps you go on more adventures and get into places that you can't get that gear to that spot any other way. And man, I'm just proud to have been a part of any little piece of this, but their commitment to making heavy duty stuff for guys like me that go out there and beat the heck out of it and try to break it. We don't try to break it, but we try to break it. To getting into this overlander stuff that fits my lifestyle with the trailers, to getting into the Easy Rider trailer that carries, you know, modern fishing kayaks and how they've evolved into getting heavier. I've got almost 500,000 miles on rack and rolls, and they're great. But as the sport evolves, so do the accessories, and these guys have evolved and kept up. And that Easy Rider trailer is phenomenal. I got the actual first one that was able to be taken on the road. I've been running around beating it up, sending feedback. And one of the things that I like about working with this company is they're responsive. Like, in other words, for one, they ask for your opinion and they use it. Some companies ask for your opinion and don't use it. These guys definitely use it. They take it, they make it better. They group think a lot, right? From the naming of the product to the features to the what's right for the product and what's not right for the product from a price point standpoint. Like, for example, I wanted a tail light in the top water box. You remember that? Like,
yeah,
I wanted.
yeah.
So if you put it on your trailer, I wanted the ability for you to plug that into your harness, and when you hit the brakes, it adds a light, so it makes it that third light. The problem is that's not cost effective for everybody. So you can easily install that on there if you want to. And I'm going to be doing a full walkthrough of the box once I get it. It's going to be incorporated into my lifestyle. It's going to be modular. It's going to make everything that much easier. I'm going to set one up for freshwater fishing, one up for saltwater fishing, and basically I can just grab and go. That might not be for everybody, but the fact is there is a product, like literally there's 5 products here that I'm going to incorporate into my Intech trailer. My High Life jack flies around the back of my truck, you know, the light bar configuration to where it's not sticking up, it's in line and you can still put a kayak over the top of it is phenomenal. The corner brackets, the jerry can holder, all of this stuff is phenomenal. So I wanted to let you talk about this stuff, man, but I also wanted to say thanks.
Hell yeah.
This guy's been really cool to work with. I still think my name was in the top 2 for the top water.
Of the naming?
Yeah, I wanted to call it the pole vault, you know, so the double play words.
That made the list.
But the pole vault will definitely be something down the road. But anyway, yeah, man, thanks for making great products.
Hey, yeah.
Listen, you guys visit your local Yakima dealer if you want to see the product. Head over to fishusa.com, our retail partner, if you want to pick it up. But for anything you do that you've got to get there to do it, Yakima has your solution. All right, guys, hey, I hope you're enjoying the vlog content here from ICAST 2019. And thanks for watching all the videos. Hope it feels like you're here a little bit if you couldn't make it. But thanks for hanging with us for today's video, because we have got a special, huge, ginormous, awesome announcement. Before we announce that big announcement, I want to bring in last year's champion of the KBF DZ 10 Invitational, then ultimately went on to fish the 10 to get his thoughts on this year's location. So Jeff, talk to us about coming back to Florida to fish in the 10.
I'll tell you, man, I'm really excited. Florida was good to me, and man, I've always wanted to fish this as a child, so being here last year, or this year I should say, was amazing. I had a great time. There's some big fish put on the board, and I'm super stoked, man. I can't wait.
So last year, Jeff laid the smackdown in the DZ 10 Invitational and finished first by a pretty good margin, like one of the biggest margins of victory in KBF history. And then he went on to the 10, which, by the way, is going up against the top 10 anglers in the world. They are the best of the best.
Right.
And finished 6th. Not too shabby for a fishery that you've never fished on.
Nope.
Not too shabby for a guy from Michigan, right? And not too shabby for a guy that you kind of decided to go to the event a little bit last minute, right? Very little preparation, went down there, laid the smackdown. So do you want to make a prediction for this year's 10 Invitational?
As far as
You know how you're going to do?
Oh,
are you
me?
going to be in the 10
Oh,
or are you
man.
going to have to win your way in again?
it's going to be tough to pull out being in the 10, but I tell you, I'm going to give it everything I got, because it was incredible. I mean, just being in with those elites and being a part of that has been amazing. And you know, anyone that has been there or experienced that, tell you what, you want to be there again. It is where to be.
Right,
so
cool.
I'm going to give it everything I got.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck this year. So, guys, let me give you a little background in case you're not familiar with what I'm talking about. Kayak Bass Fishing does an event called the DZ Tinvitational. That is the top 10% of anglers in all of our major events who come down to the host location for the 10, the KBF DZ the 10. The 10 is the best of the best. It is the angler best of the best, right? It is the top anglers competing on one fishery at the same time for 10 fish over 2 days for a guaranteed $10,000 payout. But what we decided to do is mix things up a little bit and create a wild card tournament called the Tinvitational. And if you're watching this video right now, you still have an opportunity to qualify for the Tinvitational. You're probably a little far behind the power curve to make it in the 10, but you always have a shot to come down, win the Tinvitational, win that wild card spot into the 10, and compete against the best kayak anglers in the world. So I'm gonna bring Tyler in, and we're gonna announce where we're fishing. So we've been working with Tyler for almost a year, right? We've been putting this program together, and we're gonna bring the Kayak Bass Fishing DZ Tinvitational and 10, where are we bringing it?
Kissimmee, Florida.
We're bringing it to Kissimmee, Florida. Kissimmee is legitimately the bass fishing capital of the world. It is not only a great bass fishery. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna let you tell everybody about Kissimmee. I'll tell them my thoughts. You tell everybody as a Kissimmean, right? Tell them about what they're coming to get into.
Not only do we have one of the best bass lakes in the world, we're also the vacation home capital of the world. We're close to theme parks, attractions, ecotourism, anything that you can think of, we have. So we're really excited to bring kayak bass fishing to Kissimmee, Florida.
And so this year, the unique thing about this event is not only are we coming to a great fishery, but as Tyler alluded to, it is the vacation rental home capital of the world. So Tyler has helped us team up with Kissimmee Guest Services for some awesome packages. So if you want to bring the family to the Tinvitational, if you want to bring the family to the 10, there's going to be great deals for KBF members through this relationship. We're going to set up a private web page where you can find out all about all the deals, all the awesome opportunities. Talk about some of the attractions that we're going to get deals for, right? We're talking about all the major Florida stuff, but for the folks that are not familiar, you know, run us through a few of them.
Yeah, we have the obvious ones, Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, but then you also have the ecotourism. We have Gatorland, Wild Florida, and you have dinner shows. You have a little bit of everything down here. So we're really excited. We have tons of attractions, tons of dinner shows, tons of theme parks. So it should be a great time for everyone.
So another thing that Tyler has done is he has connected us with Encore Properties, and we're going a whole different level of style this year. We're gonna put the top 10 anglers in a house. We're gonna bring you that vlog style content behind the scenes, let you get to know those anglers a little bit more, pull them off to the side in like a confessional type room to find out what their strategies are, what they think about the other anglers they're competing against, get their pre-event projections, mid-event projections, and then get a lot of their thoughts after the event's over. We're staying there right now while we're here for ICAST, and I'm gonna tell you, it is one of the most phenomenal places I've ever been to. We've got a pool, our own pool at the house. We've got a theater. We've got a game room, right? We've got like enough bedrooms for everybody. And in a lot of cases, we're gonna allow the anglers to even bring a guest, you know, bring that significant other. It's just gonna be a different thing. We're taking it to the next level. I could not do it without this guy right here and his team. Kissimmee Sports stepped up big time to bring this event here. We're looking to make Kissimmee, Florida, the home of the Kayak Bass Fishing DZ Tinvitational and what I consider the most elite event in kayak fishing. That event is the KBF Angler Best of the Best. That's what the 10 is. It is the best of the best. It's the top 10 anglers in the Angler of the Year standings that year, fishing on the same fishery at the same time for 10 fish over 2 days for a guaranteed $10,000 payout. We got a few more things up our sleeve this year. We're gonna fish some of the best bass waters in the world, because Florida's got the best bass fishing in the world, but we're gonna fish the best bass fishing in the state of Florida. It's the best of the best on the best of the best. So listen, all the details will be available, and we're gonna announce them at this year's FLW Cup in Hot Springs, Arkansas, August 8th, 9th, and 10th. Stay tuned for more details. I'll link up all the stuff in the description box that we have available right now, but we've got exciting announcement after exciting announcement after exciting announcement coming about this event. I couldn't be more excited. It's my favorite event of the year. It's my opportunity to sit in the house and absorb information from these top brains in fishing, these top sticks in fishing, the top talents, and listen and learn. And this year we're gonna bring all of that to you from Kissimmee, Florida. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you could be so kind, smash that thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment below and tell us what you think about the show. Tell us what you think about bringing the big show to Florida. All right, y'all check this out. Look who I ran into. 2 guys that coordinated outfits.
Look at this.
Ain't that some craziness?
We look good.
I'm wearing this dude's shirt and I can't even get a new pole because I slammed my pole in the door right here and broke the knob off.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God.
But my Gerber pliers are good at tightening it up. But I need a new pole soon. I'm just saying.
You got it.
Is that wrong?
How about that?
To be? Oh, look at that! Bam! That is customer service.
Better than FedEx.
You only live once, Tech. YOLO Tech.
Always be recording.
So Christian, tell us about what we got going on with YOLO
What we
Tech.
got right now is this is the Power Stick 53. And you whenever you're out on the water, you want to always be recording because you never know what's going to happen out on the water. RVs can go in the water, big fish of your life.
Fat people can fall out of kayaks.
I'm just telling you. So you plug that right into your. You ever been on a boat?
A few times.
You just plug that right in.
You know what kind of boats I go on? The ones that my friends own. You know what I'm saying? My favorite beer is a free one. My favorite boat's the one that somebody invites me to go on. Anyway, back to the boat.
So you plug that right in your nav light port. We pull power right off your cranking battery, convert it into 2 USB ports. Once you have USB up here, you can put whatever camera you want up here. You can put a GoPro, Tacticam, Verb, whatever action camera you want, and you are rocking.
So tell everybody what happened. So we ran into each other, and I was like, Christian, listen, man, I love your pole. That didn't sound right. Christian, I love your product.
Yes.
Okay. And then the problem is you have to have a port on the kayak. So I said, dude, you know what would be cool is if we could come up with a port that could go from kayak to kayak to kayak. And he's like, all right, what do you mean? I said, it needs to be track mounted. 4 hours later, I had a CAD rendering. 4 hours later. 3 days later, he sent me an image of it made. 2 weeks later, I had a product on my front porch with the T-bolt on the bottom. This thing right here can double as a weapon. It is solid freaking metal, milled out, and it's a port. It's a port that goes on your kayak. But more importantly, most of the boats now are coming with track mounts. Yep. The Tracker stuff, Alumacraft is doing a lot with it. So this doesn't just pull duty on your boat, on your kayak, but it also allows you to take your camera from not just the back where the stern light port is, but anywhere on your boat that you've got power, plug it in, anywhere there's a track. And honestly, I put this thing on my black pack, and a lot of the videos I've shot here, I can actually move it around, and with the YOLO Tech pole and this, and my black pack with the power box in it from Dakota Lithium, I've got a portable pod. We're running some time lapse here at the show that we're gonna throw into some of the vlogs. And it's basically because this thing has turned anywhere that there's a track into a tripod, into a camera mount. The flexibility is unbelievable. The versatility is unbelievable, but the customer responsiveness of this company is unreal. Y'all check out YOLO Tech. And so is this my second one that you promised me?
That is yours. And from this beautiful mind right here to reality.
Bam! Just like that. Just like that. All right, cool. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. We're heading to the next part.
All right, see you then.
Can I have this for real?
Yes, sure.
Okay, cool. Hey, he's for real. I can have it. All right, so yesterday I promised you guys I was coming back to the Gerber booth and I was gonna run you through the entire product line. And we're gonna do that, just not right now. So stay tuned. We're coming back to the Gerber booth to run through the entire fishing products lineup. But for now, we're going back to Bonafide. All right, guys, so look. We did the announcement. We did a little quick run through, but I don't think it did it justice, okay? I don't think we really did these limited editions justice from Bonafide. So one more time, you're gonna get an upfront look at these. I'm gonna turn it over to Justin Floyd. Justin is the marketing director at Bonafide, and I'm gonna let him give you a full walkthrough. He was in the video the other day, he was unwrapping the boats, but now that they're all together, everything's up, and there's not as many people in the booth, I'm gonna get Justin to give you a full walkthrough on the Bonafide limited edition SS107 and SS127 kayaks that are out right now. You gotta get with your dealers quickly though. They're limited edition, only 100 of each. They're gonna go fast. So we'll turn it over to Justin to learn a little bit more about the Bonafide limited edition kayaks. All right, well, as you can see, this is how ICAST is, especially if you're one of the most popular brands at the show. So Justin's wrapped up with meetings, so you know what? I'm just gonna take you through these limited edition boats myself. Right here, we're looking at the Black Widow. What's cool about this thing is you've got accents. Starting in the back, you've got the matching access cover that's got the accents on it. You've got the traction pads. You've got little touches like the serial numbers in the MIG. You've got the piping on the seat. You've got the traction pads having those web accents in them. You got the spiderweb look in the floor. And you know what's crazy is people in social media and the initial reactions have either loved or hated this. They thought it was over the top, or they thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. You do me a favor and comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. I personally, when I saw it in the graphics, I thought it was a little bit over the top. When I see it in person, when I see it on the boat, it's bad to the bone. And having the spider with the abdomen logo be the Bonafide logo, having that accent there and the pads on the dry pod, having the accents up on the hatch, having the front traction pad and the paddle part, having the spiderweb logo carry through, having that theme carry through the entire boat just makes these limited editions truly limited editions, and they're not a cake decorator boat, right? So coming on over, this is the Tiki. The Tiki was the one that I thought was going to be my least favorite when I saw the renderings. Now that I've seen the boat and the actual color match and the way that they complement each other, and the carrying of the theme of the Tiki all the way through the boat, from the teak pad colors to the Tiki in the dry pod routing, to the way that the traction pads were routed, to the piping on the seat, to again, that carrying that same Polynesian feel through the traction pads in the back, the color scheme on back to the rear access, having that same color match going with it. I think Bonafide has knocked it out of the park. Even to go so far as to have the logos on the seat to go with the theme, so that this traction pad, or not only the traction pads, but everything throughout the boat carries that theme. So now that it's all said and done, to be honest with you, in the beginning I thought the BK25 was gonna be my favorite, and I thought the Fusion or the Black Widow would be my second favorite. Right now I'm gonna rank them for you. My number one favorite is actually the Fusion. My second favorite is actually Tiki, followed by the BK25, and I'm just not a red and black guy. Listen, I'm an LSU fan, okay? I grew up in the state of Louisiana. I bleed purple and gold. Atlanta Falcons, Georgia Bulldogs are red and black. I just can't see myself liking red and black. Even if I really like it, I just can't say I do. So that's gonna be my least favorite, right? Now let's walk over and check out this this BK25. Now the reason that I thought this was gonna be my favorite initially is I'm a military guy, right? I spent most of my career in aviation. I got to fly in this aircraft. So I have an affinity for it, even though it has now become my third favorite. But what they've done is they've carried this military look, this aviation theme, from the star and bar in the traction pad when you take a real good look at the overhead view, to the piping, to the BK25 military-inspired logo on the seat, to the bombs on the side of the aircraft like they've done in the history of warfare from aviation standpoint. They've put those bombs anytime there was an airstrike on the side of the aircraft, kind of like football players with the decals on the back of their helmets, to carrying that theme on back, to everything matching back here. The traction pad having that gray non-skid, like the non-skid on an aircraft or the non-skid on the flight deck of an aircraft carrier, is really cool. And if you come on around, there's even the military-inspired way that the logos are put on the boat, with the serial number and the model number being put together, a lot like the way we name aircraft in the aviation industry. So the consistency of these themes are what's cool. But what I really like about the Fusion and why it got my nod for the number one is when I started in branding, black and lime green was the color that I went with for kayak bass fishing. And so it's kind of a throwback to where I started. Because black and lime got so popular, I kind of moved away from that and went more towards the olive greens that a bass has in its skin, and the things that look along those lines. And because black and lime green just kind of got too popular, everybody was using it. But this is a really clean, not overdone, great job of blending those two colors together. And like I said, I'm gonna be picking one of these up, and it is my favorite out of the limited editions. You got the Fusion name tied into the back here. You got the lime green accents, you got the lime green and gray traction pads. You've got all the accents on the seat. If you come around, you can see it's even got the Fusion logo tied into here, which is just a cool logo. The symbol of an atom is just a really cool logo. The traction pads, the clean look of the dry pod, the traction pads. Something that people didn't even really notice initially is even the traction pads on the foot pedals have the accents, carrying it on up to the front. It really is a great blend. The one thing I like about this boat, and the one reason that I'm gonna say it is my favorite, is with each of the other boats, every boat you're gonna buy is gonna be exactly the same. So let's spin around this way so you can see this boat and you can pick up the others in the background. But when you get to a blended boat, when you get to colors that are blended in rotomolding, every boat is a snowflake. Every one is going to be different. So the one cool thing about the Fusion is if you buy this boat, you'll have a different version of this boat for every boat. They'll look similar, but they're not going to turn out the same. So for a limited edition, if you want to be a little bit different, this boat is going to be, every one will be a snowflake. So again, this one gets my nod. This is my best of show kayak boat, right? This is my favorite boat. And obviously I'm partial to Bonafide. I am Bonafide through and through. Love the products. I love working with the team. They've got great stuff going on. The EX is a home run in my opinion. The RS has been a home run. But these new limited editions are just the ability for the angler to express their individuality. I'm super excited about it. Again, people keep asking me, you guys do me a favor, you comment below and tell me what your favorite is. Now you know what my favorite is. We're gonna head back around to some other booths, go hit up some of our other partners and sponsors, and maybe even just kind of find some new products and talk about it. If we don't get to it today, we definitely will tomorrow. Thanks for staying tuned with us and following along for all the vlogs. If there's something you want us to do different, go comment on each of the vlog videos that we put out over the last couple of days, and we'll try to change it up for tomorrow to bring it home and give you the best possible product to give you the entire ICAST experience by watching all of those videos. So we're gonna head back to the Gerber booth right now to take a look at what's awesome from Gerber and what tools of the trade that they've created to make our lives easier as outdoorsmen. All right, so one of my favorite things about working with the folks at Gerber's, they make phenomenal products, right? They come with an unbelievable warranty, but they listen. So I really love this one-handed operation of the magnipliers. But a lot of folks need to get a little further down in the mouth, right? If you get a deep hook fish. So they came out with this new magniplier needle nose edition. I personally generally don't need the needle nose, but one thing that I need, I gave the feedback to the team, and one of the things that I was told immediately is they're already working on it is I carry split ring pliers. I tell every kayak angler, every angler really should have split ring pliers. If you ever hook yourself, you need to take the lure off first before you remove the hook. It takes the weight of the lure off the hook, and it keeps you from hooking yourself with the other hook hanging off the lure. Get rid of the split ring, take the lure away, and then you can remove the hook. So introducing the magniplier split ring. So what it is your standard magniplier that's got all the features that we've talked about in the past, but the split ring plier is built in. So if you ever need to change hooks, if you fish crankbaits around rocks, if you fish jigs around rock or mussels or anything hard, you're gonna roll the point on your hooks. If you roll the point on your hooks and you don't change the hooks, it's going to cost you fish. So I like to put a lot of extra hooks in a groove tackle box. I like to put them into a piece of foam and have them on the water with me. And it's faster for me to change a hook out on a lure than it is to dig through a tackle box, find a new lure, and then I might not have the right one. So now I gotta take that hook off of one lure and put it on another, and I'm playing musical hooks. So I always keep some extra hooks with me so I can change them out, keep them sharp. A sharp hook is your connection to the fish. It's also the thing that is going to keep you connected and keep you in the money if you're fishing a tournament. So a good set of split ring pliers is gonna save your butt if you need to remove a lure, but more importantly, it's gonna allow you to change the hooks out. If you're not one of those people that cares about saving your own butt, it also is gonna save you time when keeping your lures sharp, changing the hooks out if you foul one, straighten one out or whatever. And so the magniplier split ring is honestly the coolest tool that I've come across at ICAST so far. I love working with these guys. This is phenomenal. The next thing that they've done is they created a controller in a foldable fillet, all right? Not a lot of people like the big long knife. They don't like the sheath. And so to have a folding fillet knife, and one thing that they've done is they put this relief in the blade that allows the fillet knife to go through the fish easier and to get relief so it doesn't get as hard to move through there. And gunk doesn't build up in there. The prototype testing of these things was phenomenal. So if you're looking for that fillet knife that you can keep with you for a shore lunch, it doesn't need to be too bulky. This foldable controller folding knife is phenomenal. Now, this scimitar, this 11-inch scimitar, this thing is just cool, right? If you're filleting redfish over 22, 23 inches, the ability to get down in there and do the fillet in one pass cuts the work in half. But if you're filleting oversized fish, if you're filleting fillets, that broad blade and this relief in here to make it go through the fillet easier is phenomenal. So this scimitar knife, I don't do a lot of catch to cook videos. Y'all do me a favor, comment in the comment section below if you want me to do some catch to cook videos. I eat fish, right? I'm a carnivore, right? I'm one of those guys that likes to eat meat. I don't eat bass, for obvious reasons, but I love salmon, right? I love eating a steelhead every now and then. I'm not a big fan of killing steelhead, but I'll eat one every now and then. Coho salmon, phenomenal. But then even at home, I am cutting up the food that I eat at home, and this thing is phenomenal for doing that. And then coming on down and finishing out the series, this new 9.5 slicer is just another great option for, you know, that sustenance-based fishing, whether you're tuna, you know, whether you're fishing for, honestly, what crappie fishing. Anybody out there that is going after fish that they're going to consume needs to take a look at either the controller, the scimitar, or the slicer. You're going to find one that fits your needs. The sheaths on these things are phenomenal. They're rigid plastic. They've got great keeps and catches. Just a really well put together line. And then one of the things that keeps my gear organized is the Defender, okay? But as a kayak angler, I was like, you know what we could do to take this thing one step further is to make it track mounted, to make it rail mounted, to make it integrate into my kayak better. Let me put it on the side of my seat so everything is where I need it. I don't have to have all of this on my PFD if I can mount it to my kayak. So the folks at Gerber put together the Defender rail mount tether system. So the way this works is it's just a screw knob, and with any kayak with tracks mounts or any accessory like DZ Hex series, Alumacraft tracks, tracker boats, you can take this tether, slide it in there, tighten that knob down. Now you've got a tether that pivots, a tether that locks, and a tether that holds your gear. Multiple ways to configure it, multiple ways to attach it, but the new track mount system is awesome. And honestly, guys, this new saltwater series, the accents match all of Christy's stuff, so she's excited about it. I know that's not that big of a deal for us as dudes, like with the matchy-matchy whole thing, but the different color schemes to allow you to pick the one that's, you know, best suited for you is pretty cool. Christy actually likes this one just because of the looks. I think it's cleaner, you know what I mean? I think it's gonna find a place in my gear. I'll probably have these on my PFD, and I'll probably have this on my boat. We'll see how it goes, but I'm really looking forward to getting these out on the water. These are new. Don't exactly know the release date yet, but these are the Defender rail mount tether systems. Just gonna allow you to take all of your fishing gear organization needs to the next level. What I'm probably gonna do is I like to have tracks on top of my black pack. I'm probably gonna mount a couple of these on the top of my black pack that allows me to attach my boga grip and some other necessary tools. So anyway, Defender tether mounted track system, unreal, unreal.
Yeah.
But I hooked myself tarpon fishing in Texas a long time ago, and if you see that little cut right there, I had to cut myself to get the barb out of the hook. It was so big. And then I literally went home, and a guy made fun of me who was a captain. He said, you don't know how to take a hook out? You push down on it with the pliers and then push it back, and it pushes the barb away.
Yeah.
I was like, who the hell's got a set of pliers big enough to do that shit with them on a kayak? So he said, well, you could probably figure out another way. So I figured out a way to put the fishing line around the base, push down on the hook, and jerk it out. And the way you do it one-handed is you put the line around your wrist, put it in your mouth, you push down on your hand and jerk it, and it still does it. So I even do videos on how to do it one-handed. But when you're fishing with treble hook lures, when you're fishing with lures with multiple hooks, the number one thing you got to do is get the lure off.
Yeah.
Well, you know how hard it is to get a split ring off of a lure while it's hooked to you?
Yes, I do.
And you know how easy it is to hook yourself with the other hook while trying to take out that one hook? So I carry split ring pliers in my PFD wrapped up with a cord that is your hook removal cord that you put around it. Now I don't need to do that. Now my Magnum pliers, which are right there, have the split ring removal tool on them. That's the number one selling point for this for kayak anglers, because they've heard me preach and preach and preach. If you don't have a set of split ring pliers with you as a kayak angler, you are wrong. For one, it's safety. You're not gonna be able to get a hook out of yourself because you can't get the lure detached. If you do the hook removal technique by jerking the lure and the lure is still hooked on it, you're gonna hook yourself with the other hook. It's a pain in the ass, and you just start it over, which is fine if you're a sadist. But more importantly, if you're throwing a crankbait and bumping it into rocks, if you're throwing a jig and bringing it through mussels or over rock or shale, you're dulling the hook. If you don't have a split ring removal tool so you can change the hooks out real quick, or if you got to go back to your tackle box and dig through and try to find that exact lure that's got good hooks on it, you got a problem. So I take a piece of foam, stick the hooks on there, put it in my dry pod, my center console, and for the lures that I'm fishing that day, and if I bang a hook into a rock and it rolls the point, I don't spend 15 minutes trying to sharpen it. I change it off, I stick it in the foam. When I get home, if I can resharpen that hook and put it back in rotation, I do. If not, I just trash it. Split ring pliers will save you money, and it will make you money. Because if you're a tournament fisherman and you lose a fish because you have a dull hook, it's gonna cost you money. Like a lot of money in a lot of cases. And so when I do this tip, when we do this tip in the on water, I want to put a lot of hook misses, like from the national championship, so that we can accelerate that point. For the vlog one, we're just going to run with it. But anyway, I just want to give you the feedback. Like,
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
it's phenomenal. One of the great things about the outdoor community is, as you could just see, I get the opportunity to provide feedback, and then feedback on how that feedback was utilized right to the people that make the decisions. It's something that I don't take lightly. That's why your feedback, your comments are so important. Your interaction is so important, because I'm able to take those comments and I'm able to take that feedback and get it to the people at the company who make the decisions. So I know it seems like it's just a passive plea to help me grow the channel a lot of times, but really your comments, your interaction on the channel helps us help the companies that are making the products for us make them better. So do me a favor, engage as often as you possibly can. Help us make fishing better, make kayak fishing better, and make these companies make better stuff for us. Because in the end, competition breeds innovation, innovation breeds more competition, and when companies compete, we all win as anglers. So we're gonna head to the next booth. We're gonna go check out a Tacticam and see what's new with the folks there with the fisheye camera. All right, guys, so one of the things that's crazy about ICAST is there's appointments and then there's just the run and gun. So right now I'm running and gunning, and I've got another meeting that popped up that I gotta go to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it over to Jeff Little, let him tell you about all the stuff that's new from Torqeedo. But right now he's with another customer, so I'm not gonna interrupt. I'm gonna head over to that meeting. I'll catch back up with you guys at the Tacticam booth.
Hey folks, Jeff Little here at the Torqeedo booth at ICAST 2019, and I'd like to show you the Torqeedo Ultralight 403A and also one other product that we have coming in 2020 that we haven't named yet, but it's an 1100 watt motor for kayaks. Those two options, the 403A is a 1 horsepower, the 1100 watt is a 3 horsepower, so we're tripling our peak output. But let's start with the Ultralight 403A. We have worked with a number of different kayak manufacturers to come up with foot control steering options for that. I'll go ahead and go over the mount functions real quick. We have a reverse lock here so that when you put it in reverse, the motor doesn't walk itself up out of the water. We have the motor lift function here. And we also have the stow function, which I have this quick release on the steering triangle. We slide that up, and now the motor is stowed. So let's go ahead and jump to the front, and we can look at the foot control steering kit that Wilderness Systems has come up with for their kayaks. So this is basically the stern motor foot control kit is basically a rudder kit without the rudder, which is what you need in order to have foot control steering. So you're seated and you're steering the boat by pushing the pedal forward in whichever direction that you want to go. Wilderness Systems also has their Helix motor drive throttle mount here for the Torqeedo throttle. So that's been a good combination to make for very easy installation. Beyond that, they also have the stern plates for each of their fishing kayak models. So let's hop over and check out the Bonafide SS127, which also has a foot control steering kit, and it also has that 1100 watt motor. Let's go check it out. The foot pegs that come with the Bonafide are the existing foot pegs you're going to use for foot control steering. You just have to flip a switch back there, and then they're free sliding. What is unique about the foot control steering kit by Bonafide to steer the Torqeedo Ultralight are these spindles on the back. You actually get the tubing to install through the hull, and then this Dacron line that comes through the tubing and connects right here to these spindles. Where this is important is when you need to move from the low seat to the high seat, you're actually a little bit further away from the pedals. So instead of them being here, you're gonna need them here. The way that you do that is adjusting on the fly. You draw them closer, and you take the spindle and you twist it, and it gathers up some of that slack. I'll do it here on the other side. And also, if this is your range of motion on the foot control steering, and someone with longer legs than you uses your boat, you can do the same thing and just let some line out. But even if it's just your boat and you're the only one using it, you know, having that adjustment of the sliding foot pegs from the low seated position to the high seated position is pretty important. With this Bonafide SS127, we have the Yakima Torqeedo throttle mount here, and I got some gear track here, so I keep it nice and close to me. I like to have it mounted on the left side because I'm always holding the fishing rod with the right. So let's go ahead and walk to the back of the boat, and we're going to check out this 1100 watt motor. So pretty quickly you're gonna tell that this is a much larger motor than the 1 horsepower ultralight. This is actually a 3 horsepower 1100 watt peak output motor that has its design is direct drive. Now what that means is that there's no reduction gear, and the reduction gear in the ultralight is the part of the motor that you would hear that little hum, the little that noise is actually gone in this direct drive motor. So let's go ahead and we're going to show you what that is sort of before and after. We're going to, you know, listen to the sound in the ultralight, and then we're going to listen to the sound with the 1100 watt. So as you can hear, you know, totally silent, which is a nice thing. I've actually heard it debated both ways. We actually have a guy on Team Torqeedo named Alan Batista, wrote a book called Light Tackle Kayak Trolling the Upper Chesapeake Bay. A guy who's always on big striper. He's a really great angler, and he swears that, hey, even when you come out with 1100 watt, I'm not going to it. I'm sticking with the 403 because he swears that the striped bass in the Upper Chesapeake Bay hear that noise and they're curious and they move in to check it out. And he's trolling 2 Yo-Zuri flash minnows behind, and you know, they go in to investigate the noise, and then they find the flash minnows and he catches them. He swears he catches all his bigger fish with that noise, but I've heard it both ways where people say, I really don't like the noise, I wish it was silent. You have an option either way. So silent, more powerful, and we'll talk a little bit about the different speed ranges that you can get. Typically, the ultralight, the 400 watt, you're getting anywhere between 5.1 and 5.7 miles per hour is your speed range, depending on which model kayak you're in. With the 1100 watt, 1 horsepower to jumping up to 3, you go anywhere between 6.4 is our starting point, all the way up to 7.1 miles per hour. So certainly that's quite a lot of more top end speed available with the 1100 watt. Which is a great option. You know, if you're out there on the water and a storm blows up and you need to get off the water quickly, 7.1 miles an hour is a nice, you know, safety feature to get out, you know, to get out of the way of the approaching storm. But also in a tournament fishing situation where, you know, you have limited time out there and you want to stay on that bite and get that one last fish culled, being able to go that fast, it allows you a certain number of more casts in a day, tournament fishing, which can make the difference between, you know, a 4th place finish and winning it. So adding, you know, certainly more range and greater speed, it all equates to more time with your fishing line in the water. And really that's what the Torqeedo motor provides to kayak anglers.
All right guys, so as promised, I made it to the Tacticam booth. What we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the product that they got coming called the Tacticam Fisheye. I'm gonna bring in my longtime friend, not longtime friend because of Tacticam, but longtime friend in the outdoor industry. Scotty, how long have we known each other?
About 9 years.
About 9 years. Scotty comes from Just for Does, Just for Bucks fame, right? If you're in the hunting world, you know this guy. So we know each other from that world, okay? National Wild Turkey Federation's always in Nashville, so we broke bread there for years after the first time we met. And crazy industry, crazy world. Come full circle, I'm at La Crosse, Wisconsin. The tourism director there goes to college with one of the guys at Tacticam. They dragged me over there to tell me about this awesome new camera, action camera that's coming for fishermen. And I was like, well, hey, let's go see. And then this guy works there or is invested in the company or owns it or something, I don't know. But
we're just partners.
The fact of the matter is it's like outdoor people who do it, right? I love working with companies where the people who make it do it, the people who produce it use it, and Tacticam is one of those companies. Now, they make a phenomenal product currently for hunting. If you want to film your hunts, if you want to put it on a gun, a bow, a crossbow, stick it on the side of a tree, it's phenomenal. Some of the functionality doesn't work perfectly for the fishing world. Some of the control orientation, some of the features in the app. So somehow or another, I convinced him to let me be involved in the development and the prototype testing. You've seen me running around with Tacticams on there. I told him what was right. I told him what was wrong. Here's how awesome these guys are and how dedicated they are to knocking it out of the park. They delayed release of the product almost 9 months to incorporate the feedback that I gave them, that several of the top anglers that I shared the product with, and aggregated that content. So again, like in these videos, the comments that you guys provide, the interaction that you provide, helps me arm myself with the information that I need to give you the best possible product. But that's only possible with companies like this that listen. These guys listen, so much so that they were willing to delay the launch of a product to get it right. So Scotty, talk to us about where we're at in the development of the fisheye.
Well, we're almost there, and that's the good thing. So we do have some prototypes out. We're doing a lot of testing on them, and we will be releasing early 2020, that's for sure. We built fully waterproof camera, so you can actually, it's got 2 different caps, so you can waterproof it, or you can put another cap on it and auxiliary power it. Now what's really cool about this camera is it loop records. So you can set it up on your boat, it records all day long, it'll keep recording over itself. You can actually program this camera to back up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes if you want. So you catch a fish, get it in the boat, release it, do your thing, tap your remote, it'll back it up, it saves that file. So that's the only file you'll have saved. So you catch 6 fish, you got 6 files on it.
No more scrubbing through footage like I have to do trying to find that perfect shot. But I'm gonna take this one step further. I introduced the folks from Tacticam to the folks at YOLOtech, and they partnered. So now what'll happen is you take this cap off, you'll be able to use the auxiliary cap, connect it to the YOLOtech pole, and then power it, and it still be waterproof because of the silicone putty receivers that the folks at YOLOtech make. The powered base is gonna allow you to be super functional with this thing, film in any environment. I'm a big fan of all the action cameras I've ever used because with those, I'm able to share with you my adventures. With those, I'm able to get butts in boats. I'm able to get people excited about kayak fishing, about fishing, and about the outdoors. Here's what differentiates this camera, okay? There's a lot of cameras out there that you set the hook on a fish and he's 30, 40, 50, 60 feet from the end of the kayak. When he jumps, he looks like a minnow, right? Or when you're trying to show where you're at, you're trying to show that first person perspective, it doesn't look right, okay? With this camera, you have the ability to zoom. You have the ability to set the camera up for the way that you want it through the app. You have the ability to adjust it from the app. You've got wireless remote options. You really can customize this thing. And with the cylinder setup, you can set this thing on the front of your bow. You can tuck it in on a rod shaft. I played around with actually just putting it on the shaft of my rod and casting. You just get some really unique perspectives. So I'm excited about it. I've taken it and put it in the rod holder on the side of the boat and just bungeed it in. Look, I really wish we wouldn't have delayed it so I could have it out there, but I'm super excited about the fact that I now have a system. Starting with the camera, then go to the pole, then go to the power box with Dakota Lithium. You've got a system that can move from boat to boat to boat. You can take it from your kayak to your house. You can walk around and vlog with it. You can walk around and follow your kids around. So if you're looking for the ultimate action camera, even if that action is not, you know, if you're not an outdoor superhero like I am, I'm just kidding. Anyway, if you're just filming, you know, boring stuff, it's still the best action camera out there. It's gonna stand up to the abuse. Stay tuned for the release and the further integration of the Tacticam fisheye into my life. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, y'all comment below, tell me what you think about it, because as soon as these things are available, I'm gonna give about a dozen of them away to all of you guys for all your support over the years. And Scotty's already told me that that's gonna happen, ain't that right?
That's right.
All right, cool.
We're gonna make it happen.
All right, see you guys in the next one. All right, guys, so that's gonna do it for day 2 of ICAST 2019. Ironically enough, it's the first year that Kayak Bass Fishing has had its own booth, and I probably haven't been here an hour because I've been running the floor. But tomorrow, if you're in the area and you're coming by to check out ICAST, be sure to stop by 5151. We kind of call it Area 51 twice, the Kayak Bass Fishing booth. The response has been amazing. Our interaction with the industry has been amazing. I'm super excited about it. Right now, I've got to head off to another meeting, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 3 of ICAST 2019.